we thought that we actually talk about a lot of good games lately. So we thought about changing the formula a little bit and talk about rip-offs, not super good game which sells a lot, but which of course got copies and either really badly made or well made when surpassed the original game. So that's what we're gonna talk about today. Don't worry, people. You will see in the list that it's very easy to see there are knockoffs.
Yeah,
Think
so
it
some
is
of
a
these are a
story
little
and
more
it will be
obvious
the
than
same.
others. Like this one
It's
here is a
very
pretty
obvious
big
here.
cash grab. This next one up, Simpsons. What is this one called? This one's Simpsons, not
Road
Hit and
Rage.
Run, Road Rage.
Nice.
Simpsons Road
Road
Rage. Yeah,
Rage.
and this one's a blatant knockoff of Crazy Taxi because you also had Simpsons Hit and Run, which was 100% a knockoff of GTA, right?
Yeah.
Which Saints Row was also a knockoff of GTA. But yeah, this one's clearly a knockoff of Crazy Taxi. So you're driving around. You've got the citizens of what do you call it? The citizens of Springfield, and they're all need to go to certain places. So it's your job to deliver them to where they need to go. So yeah, it's 100% Crazy Taxi. Um, and again,
I
just
mean,
like the previous one, we'll talk about. I definitely have a favorite knockoff
uh,
that I'm gonna get into later.
you will see one of them that I didn't know about make me laugh so hard I need to talk about. Adam already knows about
Yeah, we have different
that.
definitions of a knockoff, of a
Oh,
good
yeah.
knockoff, favorites knockoff.
But see, what I really like about the Simpson one is that usually knockoffs, editors they don't really care. They're like, yeah, just try to copy my game. I don't care. In the worst case, it's gonna be more advertisement for me. In this case, for the Simpsons, since the franchise of Simpsons is so already well established and well known, Sega with Crazy Taxi was like, no, no, I file a pursuit and you remove your game and that's it. And I will kill this game because I don't want the big studio or a big name like The Simpsons to put a shadow on my game. So
Yeah,
you can't get this one anymore.
yeah, it's kind of funny that they're like, okay, I don't want to you to overshadow my game, but purely because it's Simpsons, So, uh, yeah,
Exactly. That's just the same as Star Wars. Knockoff, big name of franchise, double the money. Come here.
yeah, yeah. So I didn't play this game, but from what I've heard, it's basically just Crazy Taxi. There's nothing. It's just a Crazy Taxi with a Springfield skin on it, and I think that is pretty clearly when that happens, that is 100% a knockoff. When it's just a skin change, but the gameplay is exactly the same in every other way. And there's definitely a game that we're going to get to on this list that is exactly that. Uh, but yeah,
So we can talk about the next one because the next one is slightly special and
the next one surprised me. Angry Birds is apparently considered a knockoff, which to me was
oh,
bizarre because I was like, okay, what? I mean, the whole idea of catapulting and launching things and knocking it off and destroying towers and stuff. Okay, yeah, that's a pretty basic concept, but yeah, I never really thought of a game before this. But apparently, it is a knockoff of a game called Crush the Castle.
Crush the Castle. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know Crush the Castle. Did you ever play
And I
that
don't
one, or do you
think
know that one?
no, I don't think everybody knows Crush the Castle. So that's what I was saying. Here, when you copy a game and you do better than this, then you are the owner of the of the franchise of the genre, I would say.
Yeah, I think
I'm
the
copying, but I'm doing it better than you. So nobody's gonna
oh,
remember you.
actually, you know what? I did
Right?
play Crush the Castle back when it was a Flash game. Uh,
Oh, maybe as
so
a
I
flash,
did I
but
did
not
play
as a
this
mobile.
actually. Now that I'm looking at the pictures of it, I'm like, I 100% wait. I totally played this game, and it was a lot of fun when I played it, and I remember it exactly. Um, yeah, it was a little bit different. I mean, in the sense that you had a catapult. You don't have the slingshot, so you're not quite adjusting things the same way. Um, but yeah, it's the basic idea of you're trying to destroy something by hitting it in the right spot and all that. It is kind of a knockoff. But then I think this one too is kind of funny because if if how do I say this? If you are if there's a game and it's popular and you know it's popular and you want to make money off of it, that's 100% a cash grab, right? And then therefore we would call it a knockoff. But if there's a game and it's very niche and not a lot of people know it and you kind of want to make your own version of it, that's kind of like what I was saying before, where you have kind of an empty market and you just want to put something out there, and in a way, I mean, there is something out there to play, but then yeah, you're kind of putting it out in a void. So the goal probably wasn't money because the first one wasn't making money. So is that a knockoff? I don't know. It's a little more
I do,
vague in that
yeah.
sense.
I do agree with you because for me, the knockoff essence is to make a quick cash.
Yeah.
If you copy a game which was a flash game, so basically flash game, you don't really make money out of it. mm, you just copy a mechanic and make it successful. That's good for you. But the original game was not successful, or at least didn't make a lot of money. So yeah, I agree with you there. I can't really consider that a knockoff.
Yeah,
More like a good, well played.
and I'm also thinking, I'm trying to remember how old, when did I play Crush the Castle? Because yeah, it might have been a quite a bit earlier
A while ago.
than Angry Birds, where it was kind of like, oh, this game hadn't existed in a while, and they hadn't been updating it, and so somebody was like, oh, I want to make new levels on this, and Angry Birds did add some things with the, some of the birds have special abilities, the blue ones can split and stuff like that, so they did add a little bit to it. So okay, I don't know if somebody wants to call it a knockoff, fine, but I wouldn't say it's a blatant cash grab like some of the other ones on this list. Such as this next one here. So this next
Now the
one,
next
mhm.
one is another Street Fighter copy, so maybe we can just skip it because we already a Mortal Kombat
Oh,
one.
okay, yeah. So
And
we can skip
again,
it. We can go to Antoine's
yeah,
personal favorite then. Okay, let me just bring up the picture here real quick. All right, and then we're gonna. This is Antoine's personal favorite, I believe.
oh
Uh,
yeah, I love it because everybody,
Garfield
of course,
Go.
everybody know, yeah, everybody you know Pokemon Go, and if you want to try to copy a game like Pokemon Go, I mean, Garfield Go. Is it even more? Can you make it more obvious that you are trying to bank on the name?
You don't even change the name.
You don't change the name. You don't. And Garfield. I mean, I would understand somehow if it was Digimon or something like this. Something to capture. But Garfield, the stuff about Garfield Go is that you have to find Garfield and throw lasagna at him. It's ridiculous. Seriously, Pokemon Go is working so well. We have to find something. What you are? Garfield. Okay. Someone else? No, no what? Okay, then Garfield. How do we call it? Garfield Go. Did you have your coffee this morning, Francis? No. Okay, let's go with it.
Yeah, exactly. This is just
I really feel like
Pokemon Go, Garfield Go, sure. Okay, how do we play? But then that's the thing. Like Pokemon, the whole point is collecting Pokemon. Are you collecting Garfield, or are you just trying to
no.
catch
You
him?
just throw lasagna at him. It's really. It's not even. I was trying to check earlier. You can't even get it on iOS anymore. I don't know if it's on Android, but
Yeah, so yeah, this one's a blatant ripoff, and this is definitely a reskin, and this would I would 100% say this is a knockoff. This is definitely.
that's so much reach for the cash. That's even disgusting in a way. But it's funny. I mean, it's like, did you really do that? Like, I looked at it twice. I'm like, was it really legit? Like, was this really a game? Garfield It's not a joke or something. No, it really existed. Ooh. I'm not a big fan of Garfield, I'll be honest, and this is not contributing to make me like him even more.
Have you ever read Garfield Without Garfield?
Garfield without Garfield?
Yeah, so somebody took the old Garfield comics and they edited Garfield out. So it's all the other characters talking.
Odie?
It's all the other characters, and their word bubbles are there, but then there's no Garfield, and it's just really kind of funny, but at the same time, like really sad and depressing because it just looks like a sad. Because John is always Garfield's always saying something, and John's just kind of like and then it looks like he's kind of talking to himself, and it just looks like an insight into a sad, depressed, lonely man. it's just
Isn't it exactly what it is?
it's kind of what it is, but there's often no punchline. So
Oh,
like for example,
okay.
sometimes there'll be like maybe John will be kind of sitting there like this at the table, and Garfield says something, and John kind of perks up, and then Garfield says something else sarcastic, and he goes back to this position, but it's just him, just like like
Evelyn! No, my life is shit.
yeah. So it's really it's some of them don't work. Some of them don't work, but some of them work really really well, and it changes the context completely. But yeah, I would recommend just perusing Garfield without Garfield because some of them are really funny, and some of them are just really kind of depressing and sad.